And good afternoon, and good afternoon, and good afternoon. Welcome to Tea and Truth with Karen Bruce. It is that time. It is 4:30, and here I am. I am the baggage handler, and I help you unpack the bags that you have been carrying so that you can spring forward to your next in life. And it is 4:30. It is Tea and Truth time, y'all. I am here. I'm going to give the people a few minutes to get on in here. I'm going to tag a couple of people as I wait. As I wait, and let's get some people in here. It is Thursday. It is Friday Eve. Hey, Michelle Brown Russell, fearless trusty assistant. In your room with some water. Here's my tea. It had ice in it, but it was so hot when I put the ice in there. You know how that goes. So it's cool tea. It's not iced tea. All right, all right, all right. I have tagged some people. Y'all, when you come in, tell me hey and tell me what you got in your cup. It's tea time. It's tea time. Today's flavor is orange pico. Baby, it's 85 today. Today's flavor is orange pico. And I have, hey Robin, and I have some honey and lemon. So I just was real regular today. It's real regular today. So I see we have some people on in here. I'm going to go ahead on and get started. Today we are talking about the imagination. I was gonna sing the song for y'all, but I couldn't find the words. Let me stop. So I didn't look for the words because I was doing some homework stuff. But you know, it's a song. Imagination is funny. Or go something like that. Anyway, we're talking about the imagination, right? So the truth about the imagination, your imagination creates pictures in your mind. Y'all remember your little imaginary friend. If you know your little girls play imaginary house with your imaginary husband, baby, all the things. You know, you created pictures with your mind. You created whole worlds with your mind as a child. And the imagination still functions as an adult. I think a lot of times we get all older, and when I say older, I really mean grown, right? We get to adult life, and life starts life, and you have to do all these adult type things. And I think you just don't ever um, you stop using your imagination, so it just goes away. It doesn't go away. It becomes inactive. But it is in fact still a real thing in your life. It is in fact a real thing in your life. Your imagination is when you think about your favorite meal and your mouth actually starts to water. Right? You think about something and you have a reaction. That's your imagination because You think about your favorite meal or your favorite restaurant, and you can envision your favorite food, your favorite plate of food, how it tastes, how it, all the things that go with it. You think about an ice cream cone, you think, oh, how cool and refreshing it would be, right? So your imagination does in fact still work, right? So the imagination is always creating a picture. It is always giving you an image, imagination. And so, but what clouds it, unforgiveness will train your imagination to always expect harm to come to you. Okay? And that's why to forgive is necessary for yourself. So, we've been talking about how unforgiveness impacts your soul. We've talked about how, your mind, your will, your emotion, your intellect, and now we're on your imagination. And my air conditioner has kicked on and it is loud. Hold on. All right. I had to close the door. So the imagination creates the inner picture. The inner picture then creates expectation, anticipation, and future projection. Okay? That's just the nature of the beast. Inner picture, expectation, anticipation, and future projection. That's the straight roll of the imagination. It's not just creativity, it's how you preview your life before you live it. You think about a vacation, you think about all the wonderful things you're going to do. You haven't done them yet, you're not even there. You just think about all the things you're going to do, all the fun you're going to have. You're going to the beach, you're thinking about, oh, I can't wait to walk in the ocean. Oh, I can't wait to. When I went to London earlier this month, oh, I can't wait to see the Eiffel Tower. I wonder what I wonder what's going to happen when I see it. And of course, I boo-hooed like a baby. I didn't expect, well, I sort of expected that, but I didn't expect like how thoroughly it would impact me. But I was just thinking, what's going to happen when I see Big Ben, or what's going to happen when I have, what is fish and chips going to taste like for the first time? So those are things that the imagination does, creates expectation, anticipation, future projection. What unforgiveness does is it replays in the imagination, and as it relates to the imagination. It's going to replay past pain into future scenarios. Joe Bob over here was your first boyfriend. He broke your heart. He did all kind of manner of crazy stuff. He talked to you bad. He cheated on you. Blah blah blah. This is Joe Bob. Lawrence comes along and wants to take you out, and the first thing that your imagination says, I'm not gonna talk to you because Joe Bob did this. Do you see it? Like, do you see how stupid that's? Do you see how it sounds? And I won't say stupid. I won't say stupid. But do you see how unrelated that sounds? Joe Bob did this, did your emotions this way, handled you incorrectly. Joe Bob is now gone. Lawrence shows up and says, can I take you out? And you say no because in your head, Joe Bob did this, so you just like Joe Bob. So no, I'm not going out with you. I did say it. It was country with you. WITCHU with you. Not going out with you. Okay. So it replays past pain into future scenarios, and it anticipates negative outcome. You're not dogging me out like that. You're not treating me like that. You're not doing. You just all that. It prepares you for what went wrong before, and it creates what if thinking. This is when unforgiveness is lurking around in there because you have decided, your soul has decided, yeah, I'm going to protect you at all costs. So we have made, the mind is looking for the answers, the will has made a decision, your emotions are flip flopping all over the place because the baby, they tell a lie, all men are the same. Your emotions are all, well, your feelings are all over the place because the emotions that you felt, you didn't take control of the feelings that came as a result of the emotions. Because feelings and emotions are related, but they're two different things, right? And so now, after you done after you done decided that you ain't gonna never, and that you're gonna protect yourself, these are all things that the soul does. You ain't, and this is an unchecked soul reaction because of unforgiveness. So you're gonna protect yourself at all costs. You keep replaying the scenario in your mind. You decide, like Michelle said, that all men are the same, and this was not going. What we not gonna do again is that's that will showing up, right? What we not gonna do is this, and so now your imagination has gone and said Lawrence is gonna be just as ignorant as Joe Bob. And all Lawrence did was say, "Can I take you out?" Unforgiveness does not just hold on to the past. It teaches your imagination to expect the past all over again. So you really spend your whole life if you spend your life looking backwards. Because what the mind does is it replays scenarios because it's looking for an answer. Hey, Kim Armstrong Franks, how you doing? Your soul wants to keep you in something familiar, right? So if being unattached in if being without a relationship, be it a friend, be it romantic, if that's what feels familiar and safe to your soul, then guess where you're going to stay. But you're out of your mouth, you might say, well, gosh, I wonder why I don't really have any friends, or I wonder why nobody wants to take me out, or I wonder why you hear the voice, I wonder why I'm always by myself. I wonder why. Because you created a world. You created a world of self protection. You created a world where everybody's out to get you. You created a world where whatever happened the last time I was involved with someone is going to happen again. You created a world that is not true. You created, I did it. I created Karen Land, and the only person that was there was me. I did do it. I did do it because I was walking around in unforgiveness and I was protecting myself. And I thought I was safe. I thought I was safe. I thought I was doing the great thing. But baby, I was keeping everybody and everything out. Because what you wasn't gonna do was hurt me again. Because what I wasn't gonna do was put myself in harm's way again. Why now? Let me let me say. now, now that's a whole nother lesson. That's a whole law of energy type thing. A whole energy type thing. Um, but Stephen told me that his mama said he needed to find a different picking place, and so he did, and now we married. So there's that. Um, I lost my train of thought because she done came up with this bum magnet. But anyway, Karen Land, you have created. I know, great auntie was rough, wasn't she? You have created your whole space and your whole life around this wall of self-protection and what nobody's going to ever do to you again. However, you have also stopped yourself from taking any kind of risk. Didn't nobody say risk at all? And didn't nobody say, allow behavior in your life that is detrimental to your health and your well being? You know what I'm saying? You are allowed to protect yourself from harm and danger. And, hey, Wanda, you are allowed to protect yourself from harm and from danger and from people who mean you no good, right? But that does not mean to, with wisdom, take a risk on a friendship or a relationship or a new job or a new city or a new something. Because if God gives you new mercies every day, try a new something. Try a new something. Because when you stay in this self protect mode, this fight or flight mode, you are existing in a place where you're always anxious about what's next. You don't really believe that good outcomes can happen. You are hesitant on moving forward. That's why we are on Spring Forward this week. Time has changed, so you need to change your life. Time has changed. You need to be bold enough to exercise forgiveness. Trust God enough to exercise some forgiveness about some things, some people, some places, so you can spring forward to freedom through forgiveness. That's where I come in, right? Because we don't want to live life always preparing for something to go wrong. Because you're not just remembering what happened. You're not just, you know, learning a lesson and say, okay, I've learned a lesson from that. And I'll be mindful of those types of behaviors. I'll be mindful of those, types of activities. You're actually living in expectation. Joe Bob did wrong. Lawrence has showed up. He is a whole new person, but you are literally living in expectation for him, the next person, to do it again. And guess what? Guess what, y'all? Guess what? You know what the Bible says? The Bible says first of all, the Bible says, "As a man thinketh, so is he." That's just one of many things. So the Bible says, "As a man thinketh, so is he or she." Then the Bible says, your words have power and life. So you have what you say you have. So if you project out there that, like Michelle said earlier, all men are the same, and if you say after he's going to do the same thing that the other person did, eventually you won't be lying because that's what you believe. So you don't have to expect what you already have survived. I'll say that again. You do not have to expect what you have already survived. Just because it happened once doesn't mean that it's your future. So that's how unforgiveness, that's how holding a grudge, speaking what you don't really want right on into existence. Because God honors his word. So you can't say all men are the same, 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 and then the same dude with a different name shows up. You 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 pull in the same type dude or young lady, if you're a man, you pull in the same. I put it this way: you pull in the same type of person, the same type of personality, just has a different face and a different name. Because you say they're all the same. So all the same is going to be what show up on your door. Now, Stephen showed up on my door, and I had said, apparently, I said apparently my judgment is off. I said apparently my judgment is off. So Lord, I literally said, Lord, you're gonna have to bring him to my doorstep because whoever he is, he's going to have to come to my doorstep because I'm not choosing. I'm not picking. I, mm-mm, mm-mm. Of course you say, see, I told you he's gonna do that because you said that he was gonna do that. So you just, you know, you forecasting your own destiny with your mouth. Because, like James said, there's a lot of power in this tongue. Your mouth has what that mouth do? A lot. Baby, along came Stephen. Along came Stephen. And let me tell you. So he just helped me with something. So Stephen never did ask me to marry him. He never did. He said, "You my wife," and didn't never leave. Like he never proposed. He asked he asked my parents, and they gave him their blessing. He didn't ask me nothing. And I'm just now sitting here saying, you know what? I said I wasn't gonna choose. You just gonna have to bring him to my doorstep. I should have said you're gonna have to bring him to my doorstep and let him ask me. So you see what I'm saying? I got exactly what I said. My husband came to my doorstep. He didn't ask me nothing. I didn't get to choose. I didn't get the opportunity to say yes or no. So at this point, you have to realize, if you are saying these types of things, if you are making these types of statements, if you are living this type of life, like I was living over there in Karen Land all by myself where nobody else was with me. And I thought that I was doing a good job of protecting myself when what I was really was keeping myself stuck in the same pattern. Then, you know, this is what I help people work through, right? This is what I do. This is what I do. And um, I am offering you the opportunity to work with me. We can have some fun. We can work out some issues, get some strategies. You can't move forward confidently if your imagination is still preparing for something to go wrong, right? You cannot move forward in confidence if you stay in preparation for something to go wrong. And you stay in preparation for something to go wrong because you are living in fight or flight mode and self protection because you haven't forgiven. But what you have done is said, well, they ain't gonna never do that. Right? So for the rest of this month, for the rest of this month, this is March. March ends next Tuesday. For the rest of this month, I am offering the opportunity for you to start springing forward. I'm offering one on one coaching sessions, 45 minutes for $30. You have the opportunity, go to my personal page. This flyer is pinned to the top of my personal page. That flyer is pinned to the top of my personal page. In the comments up under that flyer is the link to sign up for a 45-minute session, and let's find out where you're stuck and let's start working towards springing forward. Okay? Let's start working towards that because some of y'all made New Year's resolutions and y'all have thrown them out the window because March 24th, whatever the day is, what is today? March 26th, 2026 look just like September 3rd, 2025. You know, look like November 17th, 2025, when you was like, "Who I be glad when the new year gets here." And the new year is the same because you haven't taken any steps towards making your year any different. Because contrary to popular belief, yes, the Bible says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, but you have to do the work to do the renewing. So I'm offering you the opportunity to get a one-on-one coaching session with me, 45 minutes for $30. That price is good until the end of March, unless the Lord tells me to extend it. And if he tells me to, I shall get myself back on here. Okay? So now you have the information, you have some of the signs and symptoms of what it is that you might be doing that would lead you to know that maybe you do have some unforgiveness lodged in your soul. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about what all of this unforgiveness lodged in your soul, what it has been doing to your confidence. Because I'm also a confidence coach. I just happen to specialize in forgiveness. So we're going to talk about your confidence tomorrow. Okay? So join me tomorrow for Freedom Friday. Freedom, freedom, freedom on Friday. Freedom through forgiveness. So y'all, I am out of here. I have been here for 26 minutes. I hope I have helped you, and I hope you will take advantage of the opportunity to get unstuck by taking advantage of these coaching sessions. All right. So let me go back over here. I wasn't put up when I was like, who is this? See, Kim Armstrong Frank said, now look at you. Now look at you. I just put that on there. See? He was your husband. Okay, we'll take that down. Yes, Mrs. Franks, because sometimes we don't pick well. So I will say this. Marriage looks good on you, ma'am. Y'all come on back tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. 4:30 tomorrow afternoon for our Freedom Friday chit chat on confidence. All right. See y'all tomorrow.